good afternoon students. So we have completed some factors affecting drug absorption. With this, today we will discuss about some other factors which are affecting the drug absorption. So with this, in the last class I told you different types of physicochemical properties of drug molecules and also pharmacotechnical factors like dosage form factors. So today we will discuss about patient related factors. So the patient related factor, generally the first one is the age of the patient. So you know that the patient may be of different age groups, maybe it's children, or it may be normal adult person, or it may be your old age persons. So that's why in different age groups their GI tract physiology will be different, and generally if you try to see, if you take children, their gastric pH is more and intestinal surface area is less, so that's why their absorption pattern will be different. In case of elderly patient also, their the gastric surface area means intestinal surface area will be less, so that's why their absorption will be less. So like that, age also will affect the absorption of different drugs. Then coming to the second one, gastric emptying. So in this gastric emptying, generally it is related to you how much time it's taken by the drug or any other substance to pass from the stomach to intestine. That means it may be food or it may be drug, how much time it will take to pass from the stomach to intestine. So that's why to evaluate this, because some of the drugs we are taking that need to be absorbed in the stomach. So in these cases, what we have to do, if the drug will stay more time in the stomach, then the absorption will be more. But when we need intestinal absorption, then the gastric emptying time should be less. If it is need to be absorbed in the stomach, then gastric emptying time should be more. If it is required to be absorbed in intestine, the gastric emptying time should be less. So that's why to evaluate this, we are taking two parameters. One is your gastric emptying time, gastric emptying rate, and generally gastric time T half. So gastric emptying rate means how much speed the food or any substance is passing from the stomach to intestine. And coming to gastric emptying time, how much time it is taken. T half means how much time it is taken to 50% of the food or any drug substance to pass from the stomach to intestine. So these three parameters we are taking to evaluate the gastric emptying. With this, it's not only these three parameters, there are so many factors which are also individually affecting your gastric emptying time. Let us discuss slightly about this. What are the factors? Like volume of meal. If you are taking a heavy meal, large amount of food, then the gastric emptying time will be slower. Volume of meal. If it is more, then the gastric emptying time will be slower. Composition of meal. If composition of meal means it may be of different types of foods we are taking, maybe carbohydrate foods or protein foods or fatty foods. So if you are taking a fatty foods, then its gastric emptying time will be more as comparison to carbohydrates. So like that, the fat foods are having more gastric emptying time. Like that, physical state and viscosity of the meal. Physical state means it is a solid food or semi-solid food or liquid food, that also affecting the your gastric emptying. If it is a liquid food, then it will pass from stomach to intestine. If it is a solid food, then the gastric emptying time will be slower. So like that, viscosity also will affect, means it's more viscous. If it is more viscous, then it will be slower gastric emptying time. Like that, temperature of the meal also another factor. If you are taking hot foods, then its emptying time will be slower. If you take more cool food, then also emptying time will be slower. So generally we have to take a normal temperature foods, so that it can be passed easily from the stomach to intestine. Next, your gastrointestinal pH, that already we know that its pH is acidic, and if we are taking different types of acidic foods, that also affect your gastric emptying. Generally electrolytes, body posture. Body posture means the sleeping pattern, we are sitting or sleeping or we are standing, that also will affect your uh, gastric empty. So like that, if you are sleeping in the left side, then the gastric emptying will be slower. If I am sleeping in the right side, then stomach and intestine will be in a particular line and foods can pass easily from the stomach to intestine. So like that, emotional state, if you are in depression, then the food will retain more time in the stomach. Like that, different exercise, vigorous exercise, then your body postures, disease states, that will also affect your gastric empty. Like that, intestinal transit time also important. Intestinal transit means passing from the uh, intestine and the food or the drug will be released outside by the colon. So in these cases, what will happen? As we know that intestine is the main area of drug absorption because it's having more surface area. So that's why we need to make the drug more time to stay in the intestine so that it can be absorbed well. So that's why the different types of parts also there in the intestine. We can tell it's your duodenum, ileum, colon. So that's why different parts are having different residence time. So if you are targeting a particular part where the drug should be absorbed, then we have to manage like that. Then your gastrointestinal pH, next one, that also will affect your drug absorption. That means it will affect your disintegration, dissolution of drugs. It will affect your stability of the drugs, absorption of drugs. Then coming to disease states, if you are having different types of gastrointestinal diseases, that also will affect your drug absorption. Also sometimes not only gastrointestinal disease, if a patient is suffering from cardiovascular diseases or hepatic diseases, then also the absorption will be different or will be slower, because if there is a patient is having hepatic disease, then what will happen, that foods, drugs what we are taking will be slowly metabolized. So that's why that will affect also the blood circulation, but also the absorption will be delayed. Like that, so many other factors also there, like blood flow to the GIT and different types of interaction with the gastrointestinal content, like food interaction, interaction of the drug with normal GI constituents, that will also affect your drug absorption. So now coming to the last one, your another absorption pattern. This is if you are taking GI tract, these factors will affect. Also sometimes we are taking absorption of drugs in per oral. Per oral means except oral. Some other routes there like buccal, sublingual drug delivery systems, your topical routes, rectal route, intramuscular routes. So in these routes, what will happen? The absorption factors will be remain same. Whatever we have discussed in the GI tract, that factors we have to follow it here also. But let us discuss about individually what is happening in the per oral absorption. If you take buccal or sublingual, sublingual means under the tongue, buccal means under the in the cheek, between the cheek and the teeth you have to take. So in these cases, through the mucosal membrane of the mouth or mucosal membranes under the tongue, the drug should absorb. So that's why that will affect your drug absorption. Like for example, some of the factors, lipophilicity of the drug, your salivary secretions, pH of the saliva, so that will affect your drug absorption. Like that, rectal administration also. Rectal administration generally it's nowadays very rarely used, but still for children, elderly patients, it's a good route of drug administration. So like that, topical administration on the skin, generally we are using some of the drugs on the skin to give a local effect, but sometimes we are using the drug on the skin to give a systemic effect. This type of drugs like your percutaneous, transdermal delivery systems. So this type of drugs, what will happen? If you apply in this route, the drug will give systemic effect. That means the drug will absorb to the blood circulation and systemic circulation, then it will give the therapeutic effect there. It will not designed for local effect, but maximum of the topical routes are giving local effects. So that's why different types of factors also affecting, like skin condition, thickness of the skin, hydration of the skin, age, skin microflora, skin pH. These type of factors will affect the topical routes. Like that, different other routes like intramuscular administration. Intramuscular also sometimes we are telling as parenteral preparations, but it is not similar to intravenous or intraarterial. That means we are not injecting to the blood circulation. In the intramuscular, generally the drug has to be absorbed in the muscular layer and then it will go to the systemic circulation. But it's more faster than any other routes like topical or GI drug. So it will not that much affected by the absorption, is not that much affecting the this type of intramuscular routes. Still we can know the factors to give better absorption of drugs. Like that, subcutaneous absorption, pulmonary absorption. Pulmonary means through lungs. So many drugs there. We are using it in the spray form, in the nasal route. So it will go directly to the lungs and there itself it will be absorbed. Like that, intranasal routes, it's also a very good route of drug absorption because the drug will absorb very faster and drug will directly go to the systemic circulation. Like that, intraocular means through the eye. If you are taking intraocular, then we have to take care of what is the pH of the lacrimal fluid. So different factors will affect the absorption. So like that, this is all about absorption of drugs, and in the next class we will go for the distribution of drugs. Thank you very much.